Good morning, everyone. In the previous topics or previous lectures, I discussed regarding the identify the concepts of hardware platform and the factors influencing its design. So in this unit, I will explain the next topic that is called explain the principle of sensors and role of input output devices. So all of you understand that sensor is a device which acts as a input devices. Okay. So if it is acting as the input devices, it means that at the output in the also you need one output devices. Okay. So first I will discuss the principle of sensors, how the sensors will work, and then we will move to the next. So now you can see if you are talking about the principle of sensors. So what is the use of sensor? So sensor is actually a device that will sense any physical change. Any types of physical change, the sensor will sense and it will give to the some another device. Like if microcontroller is there, then you can fed to the microcontrollers. If processor is there, then you can fed to the processor. Okay, so it will convert as a output signals. So this is the role of sensors. The sensor is a device that measures the physical quantity, or you can like heat, light, sound, into an eachable readable signals, voltage, current, etc. Now, if you are understanding, if you are sensing the physical change, let us consider temperature. So you are going to consider temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, correct? But if it will provide this 25 degrees centigrade for the microcontroller, there is no use at all. So you have to convert this 25 degrees centigrade into the corresponding voltage levels so that the controller will read and it will calibrate whatever the required value of this corresponding input. So it gives accurate reading after calibration. So he will modify it and then it will get the accurate reading. So in the next slide, I will you see that this is the process. How can sensor senses the any input value and then he can convert into a signal. So first thing is called stimulus. So a stimulus defines that it is a detectable change in the environment, or you can say in physical world. So if any change is happening in the world, in the outside, in the environment, then if you are able to detect it, then it is called a name as stimulus. And from stimulus, you have to convert this stimulus into the corresponding signals. So if you will able to convert this into the signals, then the microcontrollers will analyze these signals. And if you want to some modifications, then you can modify the signals. Okay. So with the help of physical mediums, whatever detectable change is there, you can change it. And in the examples I have written, let us consider I am considering here temperature. So if temperature will change, then sensor will detect that temperature is changed. Now in this physical medium, like temperatures, now it is sensing element. How the sensor will sense any input? Let us consider temperature sensor is there. Okay, temperature sensor will sense temperature, but how it will sense that? What is the principle of that? So in that sensing element will be there. So sensing element will be used as a resistance. Like if the temperature will increase, what will happen with the resistance? All of you know that R equal to rho L by A. Okay. So what will happen if the resistance will increase? It means that you can say that the length will increase. Okay, and also resistivity will increase. So if the resistivity will increase, what about temperatures? So temperature will also increase. If temperature will increase, it means that the resistance will increase, and this resistance change will be captured by the sensing elements. So temperature will change. So difference of temperatures will be read by the resistance. If temperature changes, it means that resistance value will be changed. If the resistance value will be changes, it means that you can tell is something happening. Okay. Now, if the resistance will change, corresponding R equal to V by I. So when the resistance will change, the voltage will also change. Okay. And the same things, this voltage from sensing elements, you can use the next thing is conditioning, or you can say signal conditioning. So this is a conditioning. Why conditioning will be used? So the using the purpose of using conditioning is it will manipulation of a signal. It will manipulate the signals. Whatever signal you're getting, you can manipulate the signals in a way so that it prepares for the next stage of the processing. Anyhow, whatever you are sensing the things, you are sensing the temperatures, that temperatures will be in a voltage difference, and then this will be converting after conditioning unit, it will be converting as a proper signals, and that signals will be used as a system, or you can provide to this as a system. Then what will happen? This is called target handling. So target handling comes under the information. It means that with the detectable change, you finally you get the terms as a information. So if we are talking about examples, so if we are considering the temperature change, or you can sense the temperature sense with the help of temperature sensors, you are going to sense the temperatures, what will happen? So if you are going to sense the temperature sensors, then when the temperature will change, resistor will change, then resistor will change, then voltage will change, and this voltage will give you some another information, so that either the voltage is increasing or decreasing, it depends upon the value. Okay, so this is the way how can you convert any signals, any stimulus to the signals. So now next come to the topic is called temperature transducers. So all of you understand the transducers. Transducer is a device that converts a primary form of energy into a corresponding signal with a different energy form. It means that it will change, it will convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Okay, so what is the primary energy form? So primary form of energy, it means that I am telling that fan is moving. So fan is also doing same thing. What fan will do? It will convert the electrical signals to the, you can tell bend energy, or you can tell rotatory motions. Okay, but this is not a transducer. So you can see primary energy forms: mechanical energy, thermal energy, electromagnetic energy, optical energy, chemical energy, like that. This will be considered as a primary form. And if you want to convert the corresponding signals, it means that you are going to the electrical signals. Okay, and it will take from a sensor and actuators. So this type of energy form will be considered, either you can consider as sensors, or you can tell the actuators. So if we were talking about the sensors, so sensors, example I have written thermometer. So what thermometer will do? Thermometer will sense the temperatures. So a device that detects or measures the signals or stimulation. So it will detect that change in the temperatures. Okay, if you are using thermometers, what will happen? According to the body temperature, the temperature will be changed in thermometers. Okay, so it acquires information of the real world. So with the help of this thermometer sensors or temperature sensors, you are going to measure the temperature of your body, temperature of anywhere else. Either if you will keep this thermometer to the room temperature, it will also sense the temperature of the rooms. Okay, it will vary. So now if you are talking about the actuators, So what actuators will do? I have considered this is a heater in examples. So actuators, the maximum time it will be used as a output devices. So in heater, what you will do? The electrical signals will be converted into the heat energy. Correct. So a device that generates a signals or stimulus. So this heater will be generating the heat energies. So always remember, sensor is used as an input devices and actuator is used as a output devices in all cases. Now you can see when we are talking about the sensor actuators working principles. So see, this is a real world. In the real world, different types of signals are available. Different types of parameters are available. So you have to measure these parameters. Depending upon your applications, you are going to measure some devices, you are going to measure some things, some parameters, temperature, humidity, light, anything, objects, anything. So with the help of sensors, you are going to sense the physical world and you are going to convert it to a signal. Okay. In signal, this signal is fed to the intelligent feedback system. It means that you can tell that microcontrollers. Okay. So microcontroller will take the input from the real world with the help of sensors, and then he will manipulate the signals, and then he will do the job. So whenever he is ready to give the output, then he will send to the actuators, and this actuator again return back to the physical world. Like you can see, you can understand with the examples. Okay. I am telling that if the temperature is ranging above 25 degrees centigrade, then the motor is stopped. Okay. So in the actuator, after that, I have put in motors and I have inbuilt in the case of sensors, I will put the temperature sensors. If you are keeping the temperature sensors and if you are keeping the motors, what will happen? So first, the sensor will read the temperature from the real world, from the environment, and when the temperature is and whatever temperature is detecting by the sensors, he will give to the microcontrollers. If any change will occur, any type of change is there, since temperature will change, okay, according to the sunlight or whatever. So if the temperature will change, sometimes it will happen, it will reach greater than 25 degrees centigrade. If it is greater than 25 degrees, so this logic I have fed to the microcontrollers. When the temperature is greater than 25 degrees centigrade, then you have to disconnect this out motor. Disconnecting means you have to provide zero. If you're providing zero, it means the motor will stop. Okay. So these things will happen. Now we will talk about the sensor systems in a little bit modify the above diagrams. So this is a real world. With the real world, with the help of primary transducers, you can sense any value that is sensors, and this sensor value is called analog signals. Correct. It means that you will use the primary transducers, and with the help of primary transducers, you are going to convert analog signals, and then you can use the secondary transducers, and then you can see this is the getting usable value. It means that from the real world applications, from the real world, you can take the input with the help of primary sensors. As a primary sensors, I am going to use the sensors. Sorry, primary transducers, and then in the case of primary transducers, I am using sensors. Now, with the help of the sensors, you are going to convert whatever things are there this will give you analog signals. So in the analog signals, with the help of these analog signals, you can drive the secondary transducers. If you are going to drive the secondary transducer, it means that you are getting usable output, usable things. Okay, so now you can see what is the process. The first process is input signals that will be measured. The input signal that is measured. Okay, and then with the help of sensors, it will detect the input signals, and then sensor data or analog or digital. So with the help of sensor, the sensor will sense the data, and the sensor will give you a analog signals or digital signals. If you will give analog signals, then you have to use analog to digital converter, and you have to convert this analog signal into digital signals, corresponding digital signals. After that, if you are getting a digital signals, then these digital signals you can fed to the microcontrollers. It is also signal processing communications. So here I'm using signals, so that's why I written signal processing communications. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't play any roles on that. Okay. So with the help of microcontrollers, he will understand the digital signals. Some microcontrollers is also available. He will understand the analog signal also. So depending on applications, which types of microcontrollers will be used? Like whatever you studied till now, you can see the 805 band. 805 band is only understand the digital signals. It doesn't understand the analog signals. So if you want to provide, or if you want to provide any types of signals to the 805 bands, then you have to first convert it to the digital signals. If you are not able to convert, it means that there is no use of that particular system. Okay, and also some microcontrollers is having which directly you can fed to the ADC analog signals and digital signals, like MSP430. So MSP430 is called mixed signal processing. It means that you can able to use the analog signals and digital signals. Anyhow, the microcontroller will understand only the digital signals. But if you are supplying to the analog signals, since MSP430 already have the ADC block inside the chip. So if ADC is available, then with the help of that ADC, he will automatically convert the analog signal into digital signals. You don't need to convert it. But in the case of 8051, you have to convert, you don't have any options. Okay. So depending upon your requirement, you have to select which type of microcontrollers you are going to use and what features are available for that particular microcontroller. After manipulations or after processing the things, after processing the signals, and also you can able to write the programs in the microcontrollers. What do you want to do with this sensor signals? Sensor will sense the signals and he will give you. But what conditions you have to apply, what logics you have to define for that particular logic or particular applications, you have to define the logics, and then with the help of this logic, microcontroller will do the task. Microcontrollers will do the job. After finishing the jobs, after completing the task, the output is ready for the microcontrollers. So now there are two things. When the output is ready to the microcontrollers, this output will be sent to the other devices. Like if you want to display it, so you can display that with the help of LCD display, with the help of monitor, with the help of PC, you can do that. Also with the network, Let us consider if you want to use, let us consider I have installed some system in the mountain. So if any data will detected by the sensors and after some logics defined in the programs, the processor will do the task. And I am not able to go there on the mountains and I am not able to see that. For that purpose, you can send the output to the network also. So if you are able to send it to the network, it's a very good. And that's called IoT. So you can send that so that I am in home, I am staying in home, and then I can also analyze what's happening there. Okay, this is for the output data. But if you want to use some components or some devices with this output data, let us consider if the temperature is greater than 20 degrees centigrade, then you have to switch on the fan. Then what you will do? So this logic will be defined to the microcontrollers, and the output side you have to interface the motors, fans, so that whenever the condition will satisfy, the motor will be switched on or fan will be switched on. It's very good nowadays. See, all of you, let us consider in the night, all of you sleeping. In the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, after 1-2 months, in October, November, in the mornings you feel cold. Correct? So we can set the temperature so that if it will reach this temperature, then automatically you will switch off the fan. These things will happen. If you will not do, then you have to wake up and you have to switch off the fan. So if you want, don't, if you want, do not disturb your sleep, then you can use this type of things. Okay. So from small devices, you are trying to do that. It's a very simple. If you involve once, you can design various types of things. Even in your home, there are so many applications will be there. So many tasks is carried out. So you can able to manage it through the IoT devices, through the embedded systems. Then you can do it. You can go for it. It's very usable. Like in your village, you can see hand pump is there. Everyone knows about hand pump, which from the town side, I think they don't know. But you can see hand pump. So what is the use of hand pump? If you want to take the water from the ground, then you have to press the handle of the hand pump and water will come outside. Now you have to use that such type of techniques so that if you are put to the glass of the hand pump near hand pump, then automatically it will run and automatically it will give the waters. There is no need to do always in the mechanical method. So if you're going to become smart, then you have to use the smart devices. So there are so many things are there. That things will be converted into the systems. And also, if you are going to convert this type of systems, such you can make easy task. कोई भी task को you can make easy. Okay, so this is all about the sensors principles and actuators. Hope you understand how these things will be. How this job will be done by the systems. So you can able to convert any types of, but just you have to know what you have to do. This is a simple thing. if you understand what you have to do, बहुत सारा टास्क है, ठीक है, हम चलते फिरते बहुत सारा टास्क देखते हैं. That task will be carried out by the human beings, and the same task is carried out by the machines. If you are able to convert this task into the machine task, it's a great job. This is the job of engineer. Okay. So what is the roles of input output? So I already discussed these things. Just I summarize in 3 topics. The input output device works as the local device for remote controlling host. So input output device will be usable for the systems. If you're designing any system, in that systems, some input output things will be required. And also the IoT device is controlled by data communication with the controlling host through the input output device. Now, in the case of IoT devices, you have to take care of all the things. Like which type of input is there, which type of output is there, means you have to control on your systems. So if you're able to control your systems, then from everywhere, from anywhere, you can able to see what your system is doing. Now see, everybody feels that everybody feels in your home when you are boiling your milk on the container. If you forget to switch off at the proper time, what will happen? The milk is going outside to the container. So you can make a device so that you can remove this thing. You have to make such arrangement so that we are not going to happen this type of work. So there are various things. We are all are seeing that. Just you have to understand. First, just you have to understand the applications, and then you have to work for it. You have to go for it. So an IoT system simplifies the internet configurations of an IoT devices node and can lower its implementation cost. Now all of you understand the internet cost is very low. So if internet cost is very low, it means that you can use this type of interaction, use the internet, and you can able to control your devices. This is all about the principles of sensors and the role of devices in the systems. Now, if you have any query, if you have any doubt, let me know that.